Okay, I would like to talk about fresh air and water and how you can use water to filter your air to have fresh air in your home. Now, in order for me to explain this system, I have to go to this system, which is something that was developed many years ago. I don't know exactly how long ago, but it was a long time ago. It's called a trompe. Believe it or not, a lot of machinery was run off of air. It was air motors before steam motors, and then of course the petrol motors came into effect. And I guess there was electric motors too. So to explain the trompe, it's pretty easy. Water flows in the funnel right here and pulls the air down with it. You have small pipes or straws that are going down. They're supposed to go down the pipe a certain depth, that when the water's pulled in through the funnel, the air's up here and it creates a vacuum as it goes down the pipe, and the vacuum pulls the air down with it. So then you have air bubbles that come down with the water. And as the water comes down, okay, let's see, the water drops into tank 1 and the air is released. So the air bubbles are released in tank 1. Then the water flows into tank 2, where more air bubbles are released in tank 2. And well, they don't usually have this system here, but there would be as the water goes through and the air bubbles come out, well, then you're obviously going to tap off the air. And I figured the water would go through here and the air would be on top, obviously, because it's lighter, it's going to rise. And you'd have like a pressure tank, and you have a shut-off valve, you have a pressure valve here, just so you can see the reading, and then obviously you would have a hose and you would have air come out of here. And the great thing about this is, even if it's dusty or whatever, when the air is pulled in by the water, it's mixed with the water, and when the water drops down here, the water absorbs all the particles of say dust or whatever's in the air. That is all attached to the water when it drops down here, so it flows away with the water. And what you are left with is clean air. They used to use these also in mines because, well, it wasn't explosive, obviously, and it was also fresh air for the men down there to breathe if there was ever some type of leak of some sort. So I don't want to make this too long. I was also thinking about the falls. This is back August the 1st, and using what's called a ram pump, and using the water from up high on the falls and let it run down and discharge through here. And then when it comes out, well, there'd be pumped water come out of this. I was going to use the pumped water and pour it into the trompe and do it this way and this way. Here there would be no actual electricity being used. It would just be the drop of the water going down into the ram pump, and the ram pump, excuse me, that's my stomach ever since my gallbladder. My stomach makes a lot of noise. But yeah, it's the drop of the water, and I can go over a ram pump another time. So the whole idea is this is the basics of the trump. So now let's look at from a house point of view. So let's look at back to fresh air supply in the trump. Now, I was out on the deck having a cigarette, and I got to thinking about rain and all kinds of different things as usual, and it came up with this idea here. Whereas rain comes down, rain falls on the roof, and the water goes down the gutter, the rain gutter, to the drop pipe. The drop pipe is cut short. The drop pipe is okay, and the water falls into the funnel where it is mixed with the air, and the air water mixture flows down to the pipe, down the pipe to the separation tank. I'm calling this a separation tank. The air is collected and the water is discharged into the septic system. So I'm calling this the collection tank, and then obviously the water is going to come out and it's going to go to, well, in my case it'd be my septic system, but other people have different systems. And I was also thinking about maybe the tank shouldn't be horizontal, maybe it should be a big vertical tank, and they would store a lot more air. I'm just kind of thinking about that. I was also thinking about there should be baffles in here, but that's getting past the scope of this talk. So yeah, it's a fairly simple idea. Rain falls, goes down the gutters, goes down the pipe. The water and air mixture comes into the separation tank, and then as the water is discharged, the air is collected, and the air can be tapped off. And you could just use that for just venting in the house and having it's clean air. So venting in the house, you could actually bring the pipe or a hose into any room that your family, say your family room, where you like to sit and watch TV or read a book or whatever the story may be. You could exhaust that fresh air whenever it's raining into a certain room, and everybody could enjoy it. Because one thing about air is it's fairly heavy, and it will it will be cool air. It would be actually cool because it would be cooled by the water. So it's probably, no matter where you put it, it's probably cool air will drop, hot air rises, natural air convection. So I'm making this a little longer than I wanted to make it. So I'm just going to sign off by saying this: you could put it in any room you want, but obviously it's only going to be able to supply fresh air when it rains in this scenario. Cheers.